pleasure to ask you to stand to greet the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the Honorable Philip Edward Brave Davis.
Thank you very much. I think lightning would strike a fourth time. Please be seated. And good morning to all. And I adopt the protocol that has been established and just add my words of welcome to the Bahamas, to each and every one of you who are here. And of course, also a home, welcome home as well. You know, some time ago, these words were said. We wish to live in peace. We wish to satisfy the needs, both spiritual and physical, of our own people. We wish to be neither dominated or coerced. And we wish to create a society built on the sound foundation of constitutional authority. These are the words of Sir Lyndon Pindling, who declared to the world our Bahamian vision, a vision that has not dimmed, but burns brighter, guiding our steps in an era of unprecedented challenges. Our aspirations remain unchanged, to stand as a free nation, bound by neither fear nor force, to govern ourselves and prosper in the embrace of justice and peace. Yet today, as climate change threatens our shores, our very sovereignty hangs in the balance. For us, climate change is no distant concern, no matter for future generations alone. It is the here and now, and an ever-rising tide that threatens to wash away the home Sir Lyndon spoke of so fervently. In the struggle for climate justice, the Bahamas stands as a voice for the vulnerable, a champion of those who, like us, seek only to secure the lives and futures of our people. We fight for a world where those responsible for this crisis answer for the loss and damages felt by those who contributed least to trade to be inclusive and transformative, driving both local economic growth and foreign partnerships. We are identifying markets, building capacity, and dismantling the structural barriers that have kept our economy anchored in a narrow space. This includes efforts to expand Freeport as a free trade zone, foster export-oriented industries, and strategically providing incentives to make Bahamian products more competitive abroad. To our foreign service representatives, your role is crucial. The relationships you build and the investments you help secure are integral to diversifying and sustaining a bridge to a more resilient Bahamas, one where our people can thrive across industries, not just in a select few. Your work ensures that the Bahamas are seen not only as a paradise for visitors, but as a reliable and innovative partner for businesses worldwide. As we look toward Freeport and other emerging trade zones, we see a vision where Bahamian ports become bustling hubs of international commerce, where local businesses and foreign investors alike benefit from our strategic locations. We envision an economy that is more than resilient. It is adaptive, sustainable, and inclusive, offering prosperity and security for all Bahamians. The future of our trade must reflect the strength and diversity of our people. It is a future in which Bahamian goods, ideas, and services reach global markets, lifting our economy from within. And it is through our commitment to reform and the work of our trade representatives and the National Trade Commission that we are setting that course. In this spirit, we remain focused on creating an economic environment that does more than sustain. It elevates. We move forward with a deep resolve to build a Bahamas that is open to the world, ready to grow, and prepared to stand shoulder to shoulder with the global community. Today, we meet as partners and allies, here to advance a shared understanding of the Bahamas' foreign policy priorities across key regions and pressing global issues. Your presence underscores the significance of our collective mission in building alliances grounded in mutual respect, stability, and long-term cooperation. In the Middle East, the Bahamas is establishing an office in the United Arab Emirates to lay the foundation and groundwork for strategic economic cooperation. Through agreements on asset protection, tax frameworks, and trade facilitation, we aim to position the Bahamas as a reliable partner for mutual investment and growth within the region. We recognize and appreciate China's ongoing support in infrastructure, education, and healthcare, which has played a central role in advancing our nation's capacity to meet the demands of a modern, diversified economy. Similarly, we extend our thanks to the United States, a critical partner whose investments in our security, healthcare, educational systems, and climate resilience initiatives have significantly contributed to our stability and our growth. We value the sustained commitment of the United States in these areas and look forward to deepening our collaboration on both the economic and security front. We are pleased to announce the opening of the Consulate General offices in Jamaica, where we welcome Alvita Knight, and in Port of Spain, where Dr. Monica Davis joins us to further our outreach. In the United States, we welcome Joy Newbold as Consul General in Los Angeles, enhancing our representation on the West Coast. In Canada, we honor the legacy of the late Al Dillette, who established our office in Toronto, and we welcome Melanie Griffin as his successor. In Africa and in the Middle East, our foreign policy is focused on partnerships that drive economic and technological and political cooperation. The Bahamas will expand its diplomatic presence on the African continent, recognizing the value of stronger ties in trade, technology, and development. By establishing a formal presence in Africa, we aim to build enduring partnerships that are rooted in mutual benefit and long-term cooperation. We view these relationships as vital to achieving South-South growth with outcomes that include expanded trade, investment, and educational opportunities. By strengthening these bonds, we are positioning the Bahamas to address shared challenges and foster sustainable development. We remain committed to the process of reparatory justice, recognizing the responsibility to address the enduring impact of slavery. Recent discussions with the British Commonwealth at CHOGM have underscored the importance of this process, and we urge the international community to support these efforts as we work toward meaningful progress in achieving justice. Furthermore, the Bahamas is seeking a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council for the 2032-2033 term. As we prepare for the vote in 2031, our aim is to bring the perspective of small island nations to the Council, advocating for peace, security, and climate resilience. Friends, the Bahamas reaffirms its allegiance to CARICOM, a bond forged not in geography, but in shared spirit and purpose. In the face of a world often swayed by power and wealth, we stand together as the Caribbean, a chorus of sovereign voices calling for dignity, justice, and resilience. United, we are greater than the sum of our islands, a force that will not be silenced nor dismissed. And to our neighbors in Cuba, we agree the time for embargoes has long passed. The shackles that hold back free exchange must be lifted, for they serve only to hinder progress and prosperity in our shared sea. We call upon the world to remove this barrier, to allow Cuba the dignity of engagement and the promise of opportunity. Let our waters flow with trade, ideas, and friendship, for only through connection shall our region thrive. To Haiti, our hearts and hopes we extend. We not view their hot struggles from afar, but feel them close, like the pulse of the Caribbean tide. We are bound by kinship and by duty, and the Bahamas stands ready to support Haiti's path to stability and peace. Yet we believe that the foundation of that peace must be led by Haitian hands, led by Haitian voices, and sustained by Haitian will. We shall not falter in our support, for we know that the strength of one island fortifies the strength of all. Beyond these shores, the Bahamas casts its lot with the global South, a fellowship of nations bound not by wealth, but by shared vision. We seek a world in which each nation's voice is a note in a global symphony, where equity guides trade, where justice leads climate action, and where the needs of the many eclipse the ambitions of the few. The global South, though often marginalized, will rise, its concerns resonating in halls of power where they can no longer be ignored. Friends, the Bahamas is focused on strengthening diplomatic relations with the South Pacific, a region with which we share the unique challenges of small island states. Together, we face pressing issues like climate resilience, sustainable development, and ocean preservation. By building closer ties with South Pacific nations, the Bahamas aims to enhance cooperation in these critical areas, fostering partnerships that will support both our immediate needs and our long-term stability. The Bahamas will be seeking the support of our international partners next year for our candidature to the International Maritime Organization, IMO. As a small island state with a strong commitment to sustainable maritime practices, we bring an important perspective on issues like maritime security and ocean conservation. Our goal at the IMO is to advocate for policies that serve the interests of all coastal nations, ensuring that ocean resources are managed responsibly and sustainably. We look forward to engaging with our allies on this important initiative. We look forward to strengthening our partnerships with each of you and to forging new pathways that enhance our shared goals and reinforce the principles that unite us. When we speak of culture, we speak of our very essence, an inheritance of strength, vision, and defiance. We are Tavares strong, boldly challenging conventions, showing the world that Bahamian creativity cannot be contained. We are Courtney Spears, whose movements on the stage are declarations of resilience, embodying our stories with elegance and force. We are Buddy Hield, John Quill Jones and Jazz Chisholm, Shawnee Miller, Yubo, and Stephen Gardner, athletes who do not merely compete, but conquer, proving that Bahamian grit